Welcome back to Look What Just Found. Today is episode 280. And if you've been keeping up with the channel, these are the ones that have been mostly copper. And I found one of these looking penny wrapped rolls in the bag that I have these in. So what I did today was I said, all right, I knew I wanted to do one of these penny rolls today. And I said, let me look in the bag because I wasn't sure why I picked out one of these the other day, and sure enough, there was another one in there. So I guess I'm kind of communicating the episode 281 is going to be the red roll because I felt like I did one of these more recent. But just in case you're interested, you know what's coming up. I'm going to do this for episode 281. So I'm going to put that to the side, and we're going to open up this roll, and let's see how much copper we got in here. It's funny because a few of them were all copper, and then the last two were not. And I think this one is not also. It's getting stuck. All right. So let me see unless these are copper. Oh, this might be copper. I can't tell. Let me get a little closer. I mean, it looks like copper to me. Oh, it is. Okay. It's a nice misaligned die. Where's my little pointer at? So, as I mentioned in some of the in a lot of my previous videos, if you find a penny in this condition, if I find one, I'm super duper happy. This is it's incredible. All right, so we start off with one of those. All right, this might be an all copper roll. I have not done an all copper roll in a while. Little grease strike going on. But we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, you can even though the penny's brown, you can see it has such a hard strike. Look how high the details are. That's amazing. And these are things most people, well, not even most people, no one's going to really notice, right? Because especially if you're using it as change. Oh yeah, this is a very bronze looking penny. Has a little bit of a little misaligned collar here, but the reverse is super bronze. Or bronzy looking. Wow, that's something else. Maybe we'll have more than one. Wow. So I have I told you I started a tube, right? Some people use tubes. I just out of all the thousands of videos I've done, I just started using tubes. You see the collar error? What you want to see is you want to see the collar go in and one part coming up, and that's a railroad rim. I've only found, I might have found two. I know I found one, and they do have some value. They're probably worth about $5. Jeez, man. Wow. I wonder if the fingerprint comes out. I know usually they do not, but see this penny, I would not want to. Very different story than most of the 99.99 of the other pennies. This is a one out of, I'm not even going to say 1,000 to be honest with you, because 1,000 pennies is what's that? It's $10. Yeah, every 100 pennies is $1. 1,000 pennies is $10. So you can open up 20 rolls and never find. It actually started coming out a little bit. I bet if I work it a little bit, it'll come out. I don't want to get too hard into it. Yeah, the finger the fingerprint actually lightened up. That's interesting. On some things, fingerprints will never come out. This one had lightened up a lot. It would probably come out if I kept going at it. Wow, this is unbelievable. I'm gonna put this one into um, a flip. That's unbelievable. Sometimes while I'm doing the oh, it's wow, 62. I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna look at the date under the loop with this one. No, what a beauty. You know, sometimes while I'm looking at the pennies, I'll start to drift off a little bit in my own thoughts. And uh, I was just thinking about current events and how, I don't know, really sad a state the country is in, you know. And I don't know, it's just horrible, in my opinion. And I try not to make this like well, not even try. It's not a political channel at all. Very rarely do I ever talk about. We're looking for no floating roof, no weak FG. Um, I don't know. It's just kind of sad the way, um, politicians really are just serving their, uh, many of them are just serving their own personal agendas and not putting the people they're supposed to be representing, um, first, and the only thing I could think of is if I had to sum it up in one word, like um what adjective describes them best, it would have to be, I'm gonna assume it's greed. And we all want the American dream. What's the American dream, right? Having your own home, um that you could provide for your family, and good paying job, maybe something to leave. It's another one. I'm gonna put it with the other one. Another bronzy looking penny. And I shouldn't say we all want that, but a lot of people want that. Especially young people especially should want that. Most of the people who watch this show are older people. If I remember correctly, the demographics was like the majority of people who watched my shows are over 50. Another beautiful 1980, not as nice as the other one, but nice nevertheless. And I don't know if this generation, meaning the people who are in their teens or 20s, I don't know if they even know what the American dream is. Like, definitely, definitely a collar era. One of the first things I wanted to do when I got out of college was buy a house. Just to be honest, it was like my goal was I wanted to have a house, that I could call my own. Like, say, I went to college for 9 years, and don't get me wrong, I did a lot of things wrong. Maybe I even did most of my things wrong. Wow, you can see the zinc showing through, those light spots of the zinc. And that's what the bronzy look is also, that real yellow. It's just these pennies are in such good condition that you can see the minor imperfections of the mixture of the copper, right? Because they mix the copper with the zinc. I mean, look at the details on Lincoln. It's not showing it. Maybe if I put this there. Oh, it's so shiny the camera can't is not focusing in on it correctly. Anyway, it's a beauty. $19.60. It's a bronze cent. There's tin in this penny. I'm not sure if it's exactly two. You know what? Someone asked me the other day, and I don't know if they're gonna. Well, if they don't follow the channel, well, they're tough luck. You know what I mean? But they asked me if there's a difference in weight. Now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to think. First of all, copper pennies weigh 3.1 grams. So some of them weigh. So the tolerance is 1 point. I think it's 1.2 grams. Is it 1.2? No. Wait. It's out of tolerance. No. 0.12 grams. Excuse me. 0.12 it would be out of tolerance. So the chances are a little bit of tin replacing the zinc is not going to put a penny out of tolerance. So you follow what I'm saying or no? Right? That was a little confusing. Copper pennies weigh one. I have a little water over here. I'll make my coffee before the next roll. I could pause it, but I'll make it through. I'll suffer through it. Copper pennies weigh 3.1 grams. The tolerance for copper pennies is 0.12 grams. So it's out of tolerance, heavy or light, fat or thin, wide or thin, if it's 3.24 or higher. That's 1.2. And then the next one would be out of tolerance. 3.24 or higher, or go the opposite way, 2.97 or lower. So the chance of this being 2.97 or 3.24 is very low. So you really, what does that mean? You're really not going to know if there's a difference that that the tin makes, the 2.5% tin that's in the bronze penny. You're not going to know. You see, it says 3.06. Is it a little bit lighter than 3.1? Yeah, but I found plenty of copper pennies that are also under 3.1. That's my point. So someone asked me that in a comment, and this is the first time that I've actually ever checked it or spoke about it in detail. So I hope that makes sense to you. I'll say it one more time. 1959, 1960, and 1961 pennies have 2.5% tin, right? All other copper pennies, 1962 to 1982, have 5% zinc. The 1959, 1960, and 61 have 2.5% zinc and 2.5% tin, something like that. And someone asked me if the tin affects the weight, and I said, I think I told him I don't think so, because it's such a minuscule difference, and you can see it said 3.06, so you might think that, oh, it's light because pennies are 3.1, But I found so many copper pennies that are 3.1 that really doesn't mean anything. But not for nothing, man. There are a lot. Oh, look at this. Our first era. Our first legit era. Oh, our first legit era. It has a strike through. Look at the die chip. Look what the die chip came from that area. So, wow, when it was either that or it's a lamination that it came off, it peeled. So it's either a peel or a strike through with a die chip. Ah, first one. Let me see. How if I put the light on? Will it make it look any clearer? Maybe a little bit. So I'm going to zoom in a bit more. There we go. Maybe this will be the what's that called? The thumbnail. All right. Very cool. We got our first. I'll be honest with you. I think this is the first legit error I found in any of the rolls. I mean, like legit. Too legit. Too legit to quit. Very nice. So, anyway, so those are some of the things that I think about while I'm drifting off sometimes into La La Land, while I'm doing lamination error. Look, it's got the woody lamination error. You can see the striations, the small lines. Again, improper mixture. Very, very bronzy looking also, or golden or yellow, whatever you want to call it. But this one, you can see the lines in it. So that's to show you, that's a very good example to show you how if I put the light on, it'll probably go away, right? No, not necessarily. That's to show you that that yellow color is a lamination error, an improper mixture. This because that's the exact definition of the woody lamination is improper mixture, and that's a very good example right there of it. All right. Well, one thing that I can say, as far as what does this have to do with pennies in a penny roll? And I guess what I would say is you're never gonna. I shouldn't say never. Never is such a bad word to use. I won't use that. It'll be much more difficult to be successful in life if you have bad habits. If you have bad habits, whatever that may be, there's so many bad habits. I don't even want to go into the types of bad habits. Of course, drugs, alcohol, any type of. It's interesting, right? The Our Father. Part of the Our Father is please don't lead us into temptation and deliver us from evil. And if you think about what your temptation is, right? We all have them. Everybody has them. Everybody has it, whatever that is. Money, whatever, sex, drugs. And another beauty. Absolute stunner. And if you give in to temptation, then another stunning 1980. If you give, I'm going to put that with the other ones also. Oh, but the other one, there's one other 1980. Then you're just going to have, it's going to be much more difficult to be successful. So I'm going to look at that 4 under the loop. So, how you're how you are. Again, this is for younger people, and unfortunately, most people who are watching this channel, like I said, are older. I love to grab the younger audience, and talk with them. Don't make the mistakes I did, and maybe some of the older people have. And that is to have healthy hobbies or healthy activities, I should say, right? Whatever that is, I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, and one of my members, actually my first member, Eric, right? So our members are, first one is Eric. Our second one was Shelia. I can't remember. I'd have to look. Let me check. Who was our third? I have them in order. Um, and I know that I had it. Sometimes people go out of order if they come in and out. If they, anyways, we have Eric, Shelia. Sandra was our second. Sandra was our second. Otis, um, Tara. Now Tina left and came back, so she's on the bottom. But then it was Tina and Felicita. So Eric has his own channel, and if you go into the description, you can see our channel members. So anyone who wants to become a channel member, if you become one, you will be acknowledged in every single one of our videos. And Eric was first, and he's on top. He's on top. He's numero uno. I'm gonna change the emojis to coins soon. I know I'm a little slow with everything, but I'm going to. Anywho, and I remember. It's funny the things I remember. I'm not gonna say I remember everything. Sometimes I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. But when it comes to this channel, I kind of remember what people say for some reason. I guess it's important to me. And Eric, I remember I was talking about something. I can't remember what. Maybe if he watches it, maybe he'll say, "Yeah, you were talking about something." And I think I was talking about fitness. What another beauty! What a stunner this is, man! I'm telling you. And you can see the zinc. You can see the zinc showing through. This might never even have been circulated. I'm gonna put this with the 74. I think that one also showed the zinc coming through. And I was talking about, I think, health or fitness or watching what I'm eating, trying to lose some weight, right? Because I'm a little overweight. And it could have been that. Maybe if it wasn't, he'll correct me in the comments below. And he says something about, oh, I think I was talking about wanting to plant fruit or plant vegetables. That's how long ago I remember this comment from. I think I was talking about planting vegetables in my yard, which I never did, by the way. And he said that that's what he does. I think he said, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like he said that that's what he does in the yard with his daughter. And I remember being very impressed by that, because I'll be honest with you, I don't. I mean, where I live, there, people have gardens and stuff like that. You know, and so I do see people gardening. Older people, of course, no younger. Never see younger people gardening. And I just thought that that was such a nice activity for him to be doing with his family. You know, I'm telling you, almost brought a tear to my eye. I'm not exaggerating. The imagery, right? That wholesome, um, image of someone. I don't know if I want to put this into the BU role or not. I think I will. Um, it's just words can't describe it, to be honest with you. Another beautiful 75. I'll put this with the other one too. It also has that yellow tint, and that's what I'm talking about. When I talk about the sad state of affairs, and when I talk about penny roll hunting being a healthy hobby, um, and then when someone tells me, yeah, that they were gardening with their children, I mean, man, that's just that really makes me happy, to be honest with you, to know that there are still people out there who are doing things like that. I'm gonna look at that rim under the loop. It's a 64. Where's my? All right, there it goes. Oh wow. I'll be honest with you. I know that this has some wear, but that it even moved around. Something is really weird. Look at the God part while I talk. So yeah, I think this is done at the mint. It's all very uniform around the rim. Yeah, and usually if oh yeah, oh wow, 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 wow. Something's wrong with this. Wonder if it's a feeder error. Got stuck. Move some of the elements around. I'll put that to the side too. So you know that's what I mean when I talk about the current state of. We need to get back to the basics, man. You know, the young generation. I'm saying hard work, healthy living, spirituality. This is mostly a Christian. I mean, if you're in America, I'm saying and again, um, when I talk about my Christianity, I'm not. I'm just talking about. I'm not just. I'm talking about my relationship with Christ, and that has helped me out more than anything else ever in this world. And so that's just me sharing my. You might have your own personal experience, and just because you started with a different faith doesn't mean that you can't um, have everyone can have a life with Christ, no matter what your other well, no matter what your other beliefs are, because if you have a strong relationship with Christ, that will that will change how you think. Just like having healthy living will change how you look, right? If you're eating, don't get me wrong, I'm overweight and I love eating that stuff, and I know that's because I have a difficulty with saying no, or making better choices. But if I make better when I make better choices, I look different, right? If you have a better spiritual life, you'll have different thoughts. If So all these things really um, accumulate into the person, right? I'm gonna put this into the beat. The sides of it is pretty. Sides are pretty clean. Maybe I will put this into the MS tube. Anyway, these are some of the things I think about while I'm drifting off doing my penny roll hunting, and so at least I know that I'm providing something healthy, right, to the world. I'm adding something, right? If someone's doing this instead of, I don't know, some negative activity, right? They say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna penny roll hunt with Jess every once in a while instead of, I don't know, man, drugs, alcohol, um, and other negative things. It's a beauty. Put that with the A's. then I would have helped somebody, and that makes me feel good. Maybe someone sees my crosses on every one of my videos, and maybe they read the New Testament, see what it's all about, why I believe in Christ. And then I would have helped someone. Anyway. So that was the topic, I guess, of this video. 69. Floating roof. We got the floating roof. That was the topic of this video. So 1969 and the 1969D, sometimes they have what's known as the floating roof. And it's a weak little line on the edges of the roof. Sometimes it's not there, and sometimes it's weak. And this one is weak. And then you have to check the FG. Sometimes the FG is weak or invisible. You can see the lines of this one slightly. If I go like this, you can't see that one. If I go like this, you can't see the other one. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the show. We went over a half hour. And I had a lot of fun. The topic was different today. And I'll see you in episode 281. And we'll do this one next. All right, God bless. Jesus loves you. And I'll see you in the next one.